Hello and a very warm welcome to Daily F1 News. And in today's video we're going to cover Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, Stoffel Van Dorn, James Vowles, Domenicali and Stoffel. So yeah, this morning we got breaking news that Alfa Romeo will launch their 2022 car on the 27th of February, which came as a bit of a shock as that will be after the Barcelona test. Now, if you're doing a launch, you usually launch your car before testing. Obviously, we know Barcelona's a shit show and a non-event. Alfa Romeo are going to run a special livery, and then after the first test, they're going to reveal their livery, I suppose. Yeah, a bit strange. Because, like I say, the launch is usually before testing, and they're doing it after the first test. We know the first test is behind closed doors. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, gotta say. Different approach by Alfa Romeo. But they will launch their car on the 27th, and they become the 7th team to announce a date. Jumping into Ferrari, and they have named their car this year. The 2022 car will be called the F175. Obviously, Ferrari will launch on the 17th. Expect a big parade and big build-up, as Ferrari always do. I'm quite excited to see what Ferrari can do this season. Jumping into other news, and we have James Vowles. Now, if you don't know who he is, he's the famous one who said, "Valtteri, it's James. James, it's Valtteri." Yeah, he's going to try his hand in the Asian Le Mans series. So, how ironic would it be if Valtteri was James's engineer for that? James, it's Valtteri. You need to hold position. Get a bit of payback, Bottas. Yeah, so that's interesting that Vowles will race in Asian Le Mans. Into other news, and we got Domenicali saying he takes Sebastian Vettel's comments very seriously. Now, Vettel has been quite outspoken on a couple of subjects regarding environment. He's been a big campaigner for tidying up after races, like the rubbish, the waste, environmental friendly. He's been a big supporter of the LGBT campaign as well. And Vettel's saying he's been quite outspoken recently, Vettel, and he wants Formula One to take matters more seriously. And Domenicali says he takes Vettel's comments very seriously. I mean, he's a 4-time world champion, so he has a lot. His opinions matter to the sport. Into other news, and we brought a video out today regarding Stoffel Van Dorn and him being mistreated. And he's come out and said his McLaren, of course, he was GP2 champion, came into McLaren. They were very bad at the time, so a bit unlucky for Stoffel. Now he races in Formula E. But he said politics, behind the scenes politics, was the reason his F1 career was not as it should have been. I think Stoffel's a fantastic driver, to be honest. Yeah. I think he definitely deserved more of a chance. And then, in final news, we have Mick Schumacher, who is surprised by the praise he has received from other drivers. Mick Schumacher was voted in the top 10 of drivers for 2021. Now, Mick did have a good season. He was a rookie. He had a terrible car. He comprehensively beat his teammate week in, week out. So, he had a great season. Mick Schumacher did the best job he could in the machinery he had. All he can do is beat Mazepin, which he did with ease. And he got voted in the top 10 drivers of the season. And Mick was surprised by the praise and accolades he got. But I gave him 8 out of 10 for his season. I mean, given the car he was in, he did a very good job. Yeah. So there we have it, F1 Daily News, where we cover Alfa Romeo, who will launch their car on the 27th. Yeah, the 27th. Very strange they're doing it after the first test. Ferrari named their car. Stoffel Van Dorn news. Domenicali news. Mick Schumacher. And what was the other news we covered? Let me get me little notes out. Oh, James Vowles, racing in Asian Le Mans. Comment down below your thoughts on today's news. Thanks for watching. Adios.